The Consumer Price Index, CPI, provides the government with important data about a country's overall consumer prices that can influence its policies and economic decisions. The CPI enables government officials to measure the level of inflation, which helps them set appropriate economic policies. Governments set policies based on the current rate of inflation to control population spending and decide when tax burdens need to be altered. In times of high inflation, the government would be expected to put in place policies to reduce inflation and vice versa for low inflation. It guides fiscal and monetary policies by providing insight into various aspects of the economy. Its data also helps the government decide how to allocate its resources that will benefit the population in the long run. The CPI shows how overall pricing of goods and services has changed on a month-to-month basis. This helps the government adjust its budgeting and perhaps increase or decrease tax rates depending on the direction of the inflation. The CPI report also provides information about the cost of housing, which can influence the government's policies on housing subsidies or rent control. It can help to set prices for commodities like oil, which affects the prices of other goods and services in the economy. The CPI report helps the government determine economic growth and decline, as well as forecast future market trends. It helps the government decide when to issue government bonds, adjust the interest rate, or initiate other measures to reach economic stability. It gives the government insight into how the prices of certain goods and services affect different segments of the population. This helps them to understand how their policies can affect different sections of the public and how to make policies that benefit the majority. The CPI report also provides information about the living costs of citizens, which can influence policies on minimum wages and social security payments. Businesses use this report to make decisions for pricing their goods and services, and in setting marketing strategies. It can be used to compare prices in different geographic locations to help business owners decide which locations are best for production, sales, or employment. It allows economists to compare prices of goods and services from year to year, as well as project how much of an inflation rate is necessary to ensure economic growth. By tracking the cost of living and pricing levels, investors can also distinguish between deflation of goods and services and normal fluctuations in goods and services. Banks use the CPI to set their base lending rate, which influences the stock market and decisions by consumers about borrowing. The report also allows for comparisons between countries when it comes to economic performance. By understanding the distinction between consumer goods and services, government can recognize areas that require more investment. The CPI report is also used to decide other wage-related policies, such as setting the minimum wage, and bonuses for civil servants. It provides valuable data for deciding the exchange rate of a country. This information can be used to develop other economic policies related to production, labor, and spending.